To me for just a minute. I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or... This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to recording of this call. Is this Rudy?
Yeah, sorry, I hit the wrong button. It was a mistake.
Real quick, I won't keep you long. I was thinking you might want to go ahead and post all 3 of those videos.
I did.
Because the first one, I would label it as, this is how the FBI can pose as a representatives of another government and frame an individual, and even though he says he didn't want to have anything to do with what they were doing other than assist them with what his job was, which was facilitating them getting the airplane, they still came after him and tried to frame him for something he had nothing to do with. And now they're using him as leverage to try to railroad an innocent man into prison for claiming that they found a rifle in a plane that they claim was secured for 2.5 months. In their official documents, the FBI agent claimed that this plane had been secured for 2.5 months, when in effect, the next video is going to show you where he, in fact, standing on the wing of the plane with the door open in the plane, saying that he'd been in the plane daily for the last 2.5 months, and that, and then another pilot had actually moved the plane in and out of the hangar a number of times, and that the plane had never been locked up. And he offered the people there, the FBI agents who he thought were with the Chilcote Nation, to go ahead and get whatever they wanted out of the plane. Well, they didn't want to get in there at that time. Why would that be? I guess because they knew they hadn't put in there what they wanted to put in there yet.
Yeah. You know, I put all 3 together. It's one long video, and I put your call at the beginning, and so it's already been published. It's about 51 minutes long total.
Okay. Well, I just thought about that first one had to do where they were trying to get him to meet and show them where the sheriff's house was and stuff like that, and he didn't do it. And the others there at the airport, and it clearly shows that he's got the airport. I mean, the plane, the door's wide open. Yeah,
I took a screenshot of that, and so it's very, very clear. He's standing on the wing of the airplane, the door's wide open, and so this trial on August the 28th, are they going to bring? You think they're going to bring him to your trial to testify?
Well, yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's kind of shocking.
Yeah, I mean, he's an innocent guy that's been brought in the middle of this. He has nothing to do with anything. He didn't conspire to do anything to anybody, and we're not guilty of anything. And that's the thing, is that the government is notorious for framing innocent people just to get what they want, which is to destroy innocent people's lives that don't want to go along with the corrupt system. And the Chilcote Nation wanting to stand on their own feet and take control of their natural resources and run their operation and, be recognized as a country just like any other country, which they have a right to do, is being stopped. So not only does that prevent them from developing their resources, but also getting their kids back, which is a large part. These people are covering up for a pedophile racket that's been going on for way too long. I'm talking to a guy in this unit where I'm at now. They're trying to take his kids from him. He's basically put to the mill. He was accused, and he got locked up and got out, and they would schedule like a AA meeting on one day during the day, and that same day they'd have all these other meetings. And the guy's in construction, so he works during the day, so he has to take off that day. It's like every day of the week they create scenarios where he's got to be at their appointments instead of doing them later in the evening after work. So effectively, they created scenarios to where he couldn't go to work, and then they made it to where he had to be at 2 places at the same time. And they said, don't worry about going to your probation hearing because we've got that taken care of. Well, surely, as soon as he didn't make it, the probation officer said, oh, you didn't show up, so violation of probation. There you go. You're right back in jail.
Yeah.
It's an entrapment.
It's an entrapment. Yeah, the FBI, I'm calling for an eradication, a discrediting and dismantling of the FBI within the United States. They are such a wicked organization, and it's not just a few bad apples at the top. The entire organization has become institutionalized evil, and they are an enemy of the American people.
Yeah, and the fact is that when they arrested me, they took that building apart. I mean, they were taking ceiling tiles out. I think from what I saw, they were trying to take the commode up out of the floor. They literally took this little bit of building apart, and then, you know, I was told that they searched the hangar. Well, there's only 3 little planes in that hangar. And, you know, this one with the heater hooked up to it, with the door open, with the little, you know, Chilcotin Nations diplomats information sitting right there in plain view. It's kind of obvious that my only credential is my Chilcotin Nation status card. You know, anybody can put 2 and 2 together and say, okay, that's probably how he got here. You know, and then I'll send you a copy of the report from the sheriff where he said he, you know, talked to Reverka later that afternoon, and he said, well, no, the guy didn't have a car. He was, you know,
yeah.
When I got there, he you know, he's there with his airplane, and you know, he referred to the FBI as a bunch of idiots.
Let me, you know, we had a conversation before, I don't know if you recall, but you said, and I haven't spoken to Ken Hovind, and I don't know exactly what he would say, but I'm going to take a guess on what he would say. But you said, would he have done anything differently when he went to jail, you know, for structuring?
With his first, his first trial. Would he done anything differently at his first trial?
Well, I remember him telling me, I remember him asking a similar, I remember me asking him a similar question when he was calling me from prison. And, you know, his lawyer said, don't put up any defense. And his lawyer convinced him not to talk and not to, you know, defend himself. And so he didn't put up any defense. And he ended up paying this lawyer like $160,000 or something like that. And he ended up going to jail for 9 years. So I think, and I hear often, not just from Ken Hovind, but everybody that I talk to in prison, they say, I would get rid of my lawyer and represent myself. Almost, they all say that.
Same with the guy we listened to.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm sitting here watching these Dr. Dino videos, and it's like Dr. Dino can put up a better dissertation on the facts of what's going on and explain it in such easy terms that anybody could understand. I mean, you take and get all your money, and it comes in, and you put it in one account, and then you put it in other accounts that you're writing checks through because you don't want to have a whole bunch of money in a checking account that somebody could write a bad check on. I mean, that's common sense. In most corporations, that's what they do. And to say he's structuring, which was a law designed to stop drug trafficking and money laundering stuff, has nothing to do with Dr. Dino's ministry. I mean, it was
it's a whole
strange job because they don't want him exposing that there's a real God, there's a real creation, and the globalist agenda of forcing people into a belief system of that you came from a cosmic goo or something is just stupidity and nonsense. And the same with global warming. Theirs is a religion of people that are anti-God.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a horrific miscarriage of justice that they put his wife in prison for a year, and he went to prison for 9 years. Then they tried to keep him in prison for another 20 years. So, but I do think that a common thing that I hear from many prisoners is
you have 60 seconds.
I would get rid of my lawyer and just handle it myself, because nobody wants their fate to be handled by a lawyer who's going to sell them out, and they have allegiance to the bar. And as soon as a judge comes down on them, they're not going to sacrifice their career for you, Mike. You know.
No, not at all. Not at all. And they're actually working against you. Every lawyer I've ever had has worked against me. And you know, therein lies the problem. And you know, Kemp should have been able to sue that guy, but where are you going to sue him? In their own courts?
Yeah. Right.
Well, anyway, that's the only suggestion I had. If you were going to break it apart into 3, that way at least you can. The first part is shorter, and it shows exactly how they're trying to frame him, and that way people don't have to watch through the first 15 minutes to get to that. If it was broken up into 3, they might want to go back to that, because it's easier to do that than to try to, you know, fast forward and find something. So people that don't have a lot of time aren't going to sit there and watch through a 50-something minute video.
Converting that thing to
Thank you for using GTL.
Well, he didn't get a chance to hear what I was going to say, but just simply converting that to a video that was uploadable to YouTube took a tremendous amount of time and effort, and I don't want to play my violin, but that wasn't an easy task. But anyway, take care. Pray for Mike. Pray for Pat. Pray for America.